PDN News Updates. Here is Bradley Bartonico from our PDN Newsroom. This is brought to you by our sponsor, KFC Guam.
The governor is trying to stop ongoing investigations by appealing to the Supreme Court of Guam, Attorney General Doug Moylan said. Adelup on Thursday asked the island's High Court to settle the matter of Moylan's withdrawal from representing 22 agencies and departments that his office is actively investigating. Lawyers for the governor's office asked the court to rule that Moylan could not simply withdraw from his legal obligation to represent those 22 agencies, an action which has paralyzed the government. Court filings also assert that Moylan's office is required to set up controls on conflicts of interest when investigating an agency it also represents. Where that hasn't already happened, Moylan should be removed from investigations and prosecutions and be required to pay for the attorneys for the impacted agency, Adelup's request stated. In other news, with Guam increasingly in the crosshairs of cyber attacks from the US mainland and abroad, a proposal to pull information from the local government and private sector to thwart such attacks is seeing support. Senators this week heard testimony on Vice Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes' Bill 190-37, which would form a Mariana Cybersecurity Working Group, made up of representatives from the telecommunications, utilities, banking, and defense sectors. The group would meet on a monthly basis to tackle cybersecurity issues and to analyze threats to the government of Guam. Muñoz Barnes during a Wednesday hearing said the goal is to ensure cybersecurity information is shared throughout the government properly, something that did not always happen in the past. A deal for temporary power to help the Guam Power Authority stave off power outages this summer is stalled due to legal concerns from the Attorney General's office. Attorney General Douglas Moylan on Friday said procurement documents were returned to GPA Thursday due to legal problems with the documents and proposed contract as provided. Assistant Attorney General David Rivera, in a letter to GPA Legal Counsel, wrote about the corrections that need to be made to the contract. A note from the AG's office reminded GPA that the review is not being done as the agency's attorneys. GPA is one of more than 20 government agencies the AG's office has temporarily withdrawn from representing due to ongoing court cases. In other news, 2 weeks after its grand reopening, the Dededo Public Pool continues to be a growing attraction for individuals and families alike. Recreation Administrator Willie Stinnett of the Department of Parks and Recreation said that the pool is averaging 150 to 200 people on weekdays and 250 to 300 people on weekends. There are 40 to 60 swimmers on average at any given time, and the average stay is around 2 hours. He said that he expects crowds will grow slightly as news of the facility spreads. Governor Lulian Guerrero also waived usage fees for the pool until April 30, adding to the incentive to bring the whole family. For more on these stories, go to guampdn.com and follow us on social media.